Good evening, White Marsh. I'd like to call to order our Township Board of Supervisor meeting for July 8th, 2021, beginning just after 7 p.m. And we're in person, so this is very unusual. I'm not used to seeing you all separate and not in a Brady Bunch screen right in front of me. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully you are tuning in through YouTube and on our TV station, correct?
WTV.
Awesome. JC, would you like to stand pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Fran, any announcements?
Yes, thanks, Laura. The Miracle Nature Trail Walk was postponed until Tuesday, July 20th. Folks can register on the township's website in the Parks and Recreation section or by calling Parks and Rec at 610-828-7276. Pre-registration is required. The White Marsh Police Department will be targeting aggressive drivers as part of a regional effort running through August. The campaign will target unsafe driving practices such as speeding and tailgating. And finally, Movies in the Park will continue on July 21st with Trolls World Tour at Miles Park. All movies start at dusk. The rain date is the following evening. Thank you.
Thank you. That's exciting to have movies back in the park. Rick, going on to our public meetings, would you like to walk us through how we're going to try to do this?
Sure. Thank you, Chair Nestor, and good to see everybody back in person. So, as we discussed previously, the meetings are back in person. That's the result of Act 15 being terminated by the governor's emergency disaster declaration being terminated by House Resolution 106. As a result, all townships of the second class, which we are required to go back to pre-declaration conditions, which requires an in-person physical location for a meeting, or it could be a hybrid meeting, but we have to be somewhere physically that the public could come and address the board or participate in the meeting. So as a result, as you know, during this entire time, we've been working through various Zoom applications for those meetings, and I think that, everybody was a little bit nervous of how this was all going to go when we were starting it back in, April of 2020. And what we found was there was some good to it. You kind of lose the interpersonal piece of it, but there was some convenience and allowed for folks, and maybe some folks that have difficulty attending a meeting in person, allowed them to participate in those meetings virtually. So with that in mind, what we have done is we have been working with an audiovisual company, a local company, to take a look at this meeting room and how we could potentially offer that for the Board of Supervisor meetings going forward. We've been talking for several years about upgrading the equipment in this room. This equipment is over 10 years old and it is a bit antiquated. Those that watch us on WTV can attest to that. It is not the best TV viewing from any perspective. It's still in standard definition, and everybody's used to high definition type TV viewing. So we're looking at that, and the important piece of the hybrid is being able to have an audio and visual component of it. That's in order to be in compliance with the Sunshine Law. People have to be able to see and to hear and to be able to participate. So that's one of the issues, is really the audio piece of it that we're trying to work through, so that we don't get in a situation where we're offering a hybrid meeting but people can't hear or they can't participate, and we certainly don't want to run afoul of the Sunshine Law. So we are hopeful that before the end of the summer we have some idea of what the upgrades are needed for this. The good thing is, with the American Rescue Plan money, this is something that would be covered, as we are looking for ways in which we can better communicate with our public. I think this is just adding another level of communication to the public because as Chair Nestor mentioned, we do have WTV. We now have a YouTube channel as well. So we're always, and the board is always looking to improve our communications with the public, and we feel improving the audio-visual, improving some of the equipment here will then allow us to have that hybrid option where we can see folks that are participating, say, on that Zoom screen in those Brady Bunch type boxes. We'd be able to hear them. They would be able to, type in, we'd like to, offer a comment. The chair would be able to, acknowledge that individual virtually, and they'd be able to make a comment that not only you would hear, but the public would hear, and it would be seamless. So we want to make sure that we're doing it right, that there's no hiccups, and most importantly, we don't want to offer it run afoul of the Sunshine Law. So that's the most important thing that we're looking at. So as I mentioned, we're in communication. We're meeting with the AV company about some of those upgrades. We're hopeful at maybe even by the work session in August, we'd be able to propose something to the board for consideration of upgrades, and maybe by the fall be able to offer that hybrid option for the Board of Supervisor meetings.
Excellent, thank you. And, in preparation during this interim time, I think we said, hopefully previously, that residents can certainly email questions in advance of the meeting if they were not able to attend the meeting but wanted to ask a question or voice a concern, that they can still email to the township, that we can then read at public comment period if needed, right?
Absolutely, and that occurred pre-pandemic and pre
Yeah.
all of this, and we've all have received on maybe an issue or somebody has a concern and they're unavailable, they'll send an email, informing the board of their position or their concern or what they like or didn't like about some issue. So that absolutely can continue.
Thanks, Rick.
You're welcome.
Okay. No public hearings tonight, so we're going to the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to adopt the meeting minutes from June 10th, 2021?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments?
No.
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. And going right down to our motions, do I have a motion to approve a hold harmless agreement for a wall in the ultimate right-of-way at 182 Barron Hill Road?
So moved.
Second.
Rick?
I am going to turn it over to Mr. Guttenplan for an explanation on the hold harmless agreement.
Thank you. The first one at 182 Barron Hill Road is for a residential lot kind of at the foot of Barron Hill Road, down by River Road. This is a, as you can see by the outlined blue parcel, yes, you can see it, okay. I'm never sure anymore. It's a narrow, deep lot with an existing dilapidated house which is being raised and a new home built further back on the property to allow for parking in front and turnaround is being built. And as a result of that, there needs to be a very low landscape retaining wall. As you can see here, the highlighted yellow portion is within the ultimate right-of-way. Krista Heinrich, Township Engineer, has reviewed this, and because the wall is less than 2 feet tall in this area, it does not cause any sight distance issues for either this driveway or any of the adjacent driveways. So we are recommending approval of this hold harmless agreement.
Great, thank you. Do we have any board comments or questions? And anybody out there in the public having? Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve a hold harmless agreement for a fence in the ultimate right-of-way at 101 Woodbine Way?
So moved.
Second.
Charlie, back to you.
Thank you. This is for a fence in the ultimate right-of-way of Woodbine Way. This is a property addressed at 101 Woodbine Way. It is at the corner of Woodbine Way and Woodbine Way. Best I can describe it. And the fence is on the side of the property most parallel to the railroad tracks that you can see better on this drawing. The fence is what you see in red. The highlighted yellow portion is what is in the ultimate right-of-way of this stretch of Woodbine Way. Police chief has looked at this, and because it's far enough away from the intersection and because of its location, he found no sight distance issues with it. It is going to be a 4-foot open wrought iron fence. This is the style of the fence that is being proposed. And again, based on the police chief's analysis, we are recommending approval of this hold harmless agreement.
Great, thank you. Any board comments or questions?
Charlie, I'm sorry, can you go back to the previous one with the sketch? So is this a side property? Is that like the side of the house? Where the, like on the right side there? Is that the side or the front?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm trying to think, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, where's the front of this house?
The house fronts on this
That
part
way,
of
okay,
Woodbine
so
Way.
it's-
Here's the existing driveway.
Okay, thank
So
you.
this is, even though it's the front yard and along the road, it actually is the side of the house.
Thank you.
And again, because of the size of the lot being relatively small, the owner did not want to bring it in several more feet to get it out of the ultimate right-of-way, just because it foreshortened his usable yard space.
Any other board comments or questions? We good? No, any public comments? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, motion carries, thank you. Do I have a motion to authorize the escrow release number 1 for 432 Pennsylvania Avenue, Starbucks, in the amount of $134,958.28?
So moved.
Second.
It's a lot of coffee.
Thank you.
Jim?
Our office received the escrow release request from the developer for the project mentioned, the Starbucks at 432 Pennsylvania Avenue. We've completed our site observation and have recommended the release in the amount of $134,958.28. We would recommend that you approve that.
Okay, how far are they through that project?
134,958.
Well played, Jim, well played.
I will say that they, 70% done.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Coffee coming soon.
86,000 left.
yeah.
Any question, any other questions? Okay, any public comments or questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve expenditures totaling $1,669,804.96 and payroll totaling $679,672.46 and pension paid costs totaling $5,483.11 for June 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Great, motion carries. Thank you. Do I have a motion to amend the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness for the installation of a sign at 8 Germantown Pike?
So moved.
Second.
Would that be Charlie?
Okay. This is an application for a sign at 8 East Germantown Pike. 8 East Germantown Pike, as you can see, is about 4 properties east of Butler and Germantown. There's an office building on the site, and there's a new tenant that is going into this office building. The application was for the tenant's new sign, and this is the new sign for Forge Real Estate, going on the same sign bracket that is already there, that periodically changes as new tenants change. You may remember you've seen a couple of different new signs on this post before. This one is the same size as the others, fits in the old brackets, and it's just for the new tenant. Harb reviewed it yesterday. It is being done in approved historic colors, and there were no issues with it, and Harb recommended a certificate of appropriateness be issued for this sign.
Thank you.
And Michael will tell you it was a very contentious meeting.
It took a while, but it wasn't because of the.
Took longer to get a quorum than to
But we got
go
it.
through the application.
So no problems here?
No problems.
Colors are good?
Totally approved.
Awesome. Any questions, comments? Any public questions? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's a record. It's 20 minutes in. We are now at public comment period. Do we have any public comments? Did you want to make any comments?
Are you awarding the contract for Westaway stormwater?
That's been awarded already. That was awarded at a previous meeting. Excuse me?
I didn't see any notice about it that, where you could make any comments about it.
It was on a posted, advertised agenda.
Okay, I guess I missed it. Sorry.
Did you have questions?
I was concerned about the cost of it. We were planning on doing anything about rebidding it since it came in so high.
Welcome to make a comment.
Since you probably won't be able to get that plate for 3 or 4 months, probably, the way things are.
Do you want to?
If you need to make a comment, it needs to come up.
You can come
Yeah.
up and make a comment about it.
Right.
If you don't, if you wouldn't mind saying your name and address too.
Yes, to tell you, Hillside Road, back in.
Thank you.
Believe me, I'm all in favor of the project. I'm just concerned that the cost is extremely high, considering I think their estimate was $650,000.
750. 785, right?
So, yeah, it was 780.
Did that include
78.
the alternate price? Or was that the base bid only?
That was the base bid. That was the base
The base
bid.
bid was that high. Okay, so with the alternate, probably a lot more. Okay. Well, my question was, do you think it would have been appropriate to rebid it since you had the time to try to get a better price? If not,
We've already awarded
it's
it,
already
right?
been done, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
sir.
coming though and asking.
How's it going?
Rick, were there any email questions or anything
Not that I
further?
received, no.
Okay. Any board member comments? Okay. I'd like to make an announcement that we had a executive session tonight and last was it
Wednesday morning?
Last
Wednesday
Wednesday,
That would be the 30th.
June
of June.
30th, where we discussed litigation, real estate, and personnel, I believe. And tonight's executive session on real estate, litigation. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Good night, White Marsh.